The United States returning to action for the first time since being eliminated in the group stage at the Copa America. And on the opposite side of the pitch, it is Canada, who finished fourth at the Copa America, losing on penalties to Uruguay in the third-placed game. Christian Pulisic leading the United States today, and a big job for him on and off the pitch in this period of transition.
Yeah, and he always, for me, it's never been a question of being a leader on the field. He delivers that. I think he's shown to be a little more vocal in training sessions and with a younger group and a new cycle. It's a big game for him to show he's a vocal leader on the field as well. And also, he's going against a good player. You know, Johnston, he was on the Copa America team of that tournament. It's going to be a good test for him and the rest of the U.S. team against a Canada team that's going to come out firing.
As the world waits for news off the pitch surrounding the US men's national team and the new head coach, today there is a job to be done on it, in the sunshine, on a scorcher. The end of summer here in Kansas City, and we are underway at Children's Mercy Park. Canada kicking things off as they look to try and put the pressure on right from kickoff under new head coach Jesse Marsch, who will try and play that proactive, high-pressing, high-tempo style of game that served this side so well during Copa America. And they have this ball right into the US half in the opening 20 seconds of the game. Canada playing here during Copa America in this stadium. They won in the group stage here at Children's Mercy Park by 1-0 against Peru. Jacob Schaffelberg, the Nashville man, to Chouanier, who whips that cross into the front post. Lund heads it away. And Canada will try and play the ball wide to the right, but the referee has called for a free kick here for the United States.
Pretty easy call there for the referee, and I think Balogun's going to probably have a physical challenge every single time he's on the ball today. I mean, that's one thing Jesse Marsch did as a player, and this Canada team has done under him. They just close down space and they make things very difficult. Here's the high press that we expected.
The US trying to play out of it, and Mikey Varas wants his side to be brave with the ball. He doesn't want them just to go long unless there is an emergency situation. He accepts there will be mistakes in the way he wants to play, but he wants to play true to his beliefs of how the game should be played. Mikey Varas, the interim head coach, who, according to reports, is set to become the first head coach of the new San Diego MLS franchise in the coming days. He's decided to go with Patrick Schulte in goal today.
Well, one thing you're seeing right away, how calm he is on the ball. A lovely little left-footed lob pass to try to break the initial pressure. That's one reason he is out there today.
And here comes Balogun down the left side. Aronson in the middle as Balogun tries to turn there. Tackle from Bombito. And a free kick given here. Deep inside the Canada half. Kayla Herrera, the Costa Rican referee. Second US game.
That's a wonderful ball from Pulisic over the top. Bombito does well. He just gets goal side. And he's just moving his feet. Yeah, the ball almost, watch this, lovely little trick, tries to pirouette, play it through the legs of Bombito. But he's ready for that.
5 changes to the lineup today for the United States from the side that lost that final Copa America group game against Uruguay, with Schulte, Lund, Cardoso, Tillman and Aronson coming in. Matt Turner is on the bench, Anthony Robinson, Weston McKennie, Tyler Adams, Gio Reyna, all absent from the squad. Reyna was here training earlier in the week, but left to go back to Germany with a groin issue. Johnston's throw towards Kyle Larin. He was the first overall pick in the MLS draft by Orlando a few years ago, Kyle Larin. Kayla Herrera's other game in charge of the US was friendly against Bosnia-Herzegovina back in December of 2021, a 1-0 win on that day. This is Johnny Cardoso, gives the ball up in midfield, played forward by Eustachio. And now Kyle Larin looking for Jonathan David, who strikes, and Schulte makes the save. Scooped away by Musa for a corner. Well done by Schulte.
What an excellent ball this is over the top. I mean, David just waiting for it to come out of the sun into the shadows, and he catches it purely. That's a wonderful save from Schulte.
Mikey Varas said that Patrick Schulte has been given the start today based on merit in training this week. Schulte and Turner were pushing each other for the start. He's gone with Schulte today due to the matchup, the fact that he is good under pressure, good with his feet. This one swung in and Schulte can claim, and it might be a completely different challenge on Tuesday, which might mean a different goalkeeper in the match in Cincinnati against New Zealand. But what an opportunity for Schulte, who played all 4 games at the Olympics this summer.
Well, listen, goalkeepers prefer not to face shots, but I think it's a good thing for a young goalkeeper to come up with some early touches and a big save to give him some confidence.
He talked yesterday about the confidence that he's been given by Wilfried Nancy, the head coach of Columbus, who has achieved so much. He said that he's told him to play with freedom and play with joy. And Schulte has really taken that on board. Here's the throw down the right side for Canada. Ali Ahmed has it here. Much of the Canada side, the same players that played most of Copa America before. Big changes by Jesse Marsch in the 3rd place game. Luke Wildman and Kyle Martino here in the broadcast booth. Let's head downstairs to Melissa Ortiz, who's pitch side.
You're talking about Patrick Schulte, the goalkeeper for the Columbus Crew. And guys, I looked at what his goal prevention rate is. He leads the MLS.
Alphonso Davies.
Patrick Schulte leads the MLS with 34% goal prevention rate, which is far ahead of the league's average. Guys, 6.7% is that average. Now, I'm not a math whiz, y'all, but based off the calculator, that's a 27% difference compared to the rest. And for extra context, Matt Turner, when he won Goalkeeper of the Year in 2021, he had a 15.7% rate. So imagine that 34% rate that Schulte has.
US playing their way out of the back here really well as it's fed across for Lund down the left side. This is Aronson, now back with Leeds United in the English Championship. Battling for the ball, but it's picked up by Ali Ahmed on the right here. Ahmed turning it back. Eustachio down the right side. The Porto man, Ali Ahmed, trying to get away from Cardoso. Bit of space here for Jonathan David. David's ball towards Larin on the edge of the box. The foot in from Tim Ream. Comes back for Chouanier. And across for Davies on the left side. Aronson going to close down. Davies turning it backwards. Eustachio floating this one in. Lund will clear it away. Lund's 4th cap today for the US, his 3rd start. His 1st cap since the Ghana win in Nashville last October. And here's Brendan Aronson.
What an excellent start from Canada. They've been terrific. Pressing, winning the ball, in transition, very clean and quick and dangerous, creating a chance almost every time the ball turns over.
Davies' ball into the box just on the toe of Kyle Larin. It'll run through towards Patrick Schulte. Canada with 2 changes from the team that played Argentina in the Copa America semi-final. Ali Ahmed and Mathieu Chouanier coming in. Both of them started and really impressed against Uruguay in the 3rd place game at Copa America. Here's Musa. Able to find the ball to Tim Ream, who becomes the first Charlotte player to play for the United States senior team. Pulisic down the left side. He's got support from Lund. Lund racing forward, but he can't quite get there. Varas talked to us yesterday about Lund, his qualities, the fact he's big, he's strong, he's fast, he's got good technique. Arrives consistently in the final third. Mikey Varas really thinks there could potentially be big things ahead for Christopher Lund, but he just needs the belief to be able to take the next step. Belief in those qualities and the way that he can impact game from the fullback position. Cardoso. Balogun out to the left here for Lund, who will try and carry it forward again.
The US got to possess the ball a little bit. They've been giving it away too easily.
Dispossessed here, and they could be in trouble. Schaffelberg in the sunshine on the far side with a chance to run to the edge of the box, and then cannot put the cross in. Jesse Marsch taking charge of his 9th game with Canada. Just the one win, 3 defeats and 4 draws. He took over in mid-May. He was, of course, an assistant to Bob Bradley back in 2009 through 2011. Couple of caps for the United States, and really achieved a lot at club level, both here and abroad in Europe. Lund's ball forward to the middle for Balogun. Sliding in with the challenge, it's Alistair Johnston. Johnston has himself a new teammate on the opposing bench today with Austin Trusty, recalled to the US national team following his move from Sheffield United to Celtic. Not a bad start for Trusty, although he didn't see the pitch. He did see his first Old Firm derby win for Celtic against Rangers, just 24 hours after being signed by the club. Picked up here by Kyle Larin. Now Tillman in the midfield for the US. Aronson. Here's Scally down the right. Continuing absence of Serginho Dest, of course. Scally gets that right back spot.
It's just way too sloppy from the US. A lot of credit to Canada. I mean, they're organized. You know, they're sitting in a 4-4-2 formation when they're on the ball, and they almost move into a 4-3-3 and try to force the ball to one side and collapse on it immediately, and that's so effective. But the US, even when they have time on the ball, are just giving it away too easily.
Richards cushions the header across to the left for Tim Ream. Lund tries to escape that challenge from David, and he did well. Back it comes to Ream, who made the move to Major League Soccer, and Charlotte back to MLS, of course. Former Red Bulls man now with Charlotte after over 300 appearances in not too far off a decade with Fulham, where he is absolutely adored. Back for Schulte, goalkeeper making his second appearance for the US men's national team, having made his debut back in January against Slovenia. Tillman. Lund pushing it forward. Dispossessed there by Eustachio, who goes back for Bombito. Chouanier across, and Davies in the left-back position.
Musa and Cardoso are so static off the ball. Several times the back line of the US are looking for those options, and sometimes you just have to vacate that area just to open up passing lanes.
Musa giving away the foul there in the 12th minute. Schaffelberg, the player that was fouled. Schaffelberg with an assist in this stadium against Peru for Jonathan David to score what was Canada's first ever Copa America goal. This is Ali Ahmed down the right. Versatile midfielder.
Now in contrast, look at Canada interchanging, and they're playing very wide. I mean, it's almost like a traditional team, and how their wingers get chalk on their shoes. And Schaffelberg, he's a left-footed player, stays on the left, but they're interchanging with the outside backs and forcing some decisions between the U.S. and creating uncertainty and finding nice little combinations in those moments.
Alistair Johnston will take the throw, looping it long into the box. Bombito was forward, Larin trying to get on the end of it as well, but Tillman will bring it away here for the United States as he drives forward, shrugs off the challenge of Johnston. They have the numbers up here as it's played through for Balogun, and Canada appeal for offside. The flag stays down. Balogun, a little bit of space here into Tillman. And then Canada getting the numbers back very quickly as Balogun tries to force his way through and gives away the free kick. They had the numbers up. They couldn't do anything with it.
I mean, that's lovely. I mean, that's brave for sure. But you love that he finds a space, and then Balogun just Cornelius quick, and then creates that turnover immediately. And they tried a delicate little 1-2, but even in that moment, quick transition. So many white jerseys back for Canada.
Lund with a foot in. Pulisic inside here for Cardoso. Johnny Cardoso's fourth start, his first start since that Colombia friendly in Landover, Maryland before Copa America. Really well done here by Pulisic. And then Bombito defends it well. Moise Bombito, one of the players that really benefited from not only Copa America, but Canada's couple of friendlies that they played in Europe against the Netherlands and France before Copa America. He now plays for Nice in France. making the move, having been drafted by Colorado Rapids in Major League Soccer. Free kick here for the United States.
There's a lovely little flick from Pulisic, and I think Juanvito gets away with that left arm that was hard for the referee to see on the other side. That just grabs Pulisic and pulls him off balance a little bit.
Vito's ball forward. Choinière going all the way back to the Portland Timbers goalkeeper Maxime Crépeau. There is no doubt that Jesse Marsch will have had his side up for this game, and you can see that through the first 15 minutes. The way that they have taken to Jesse Marsch as their head coach, they won't want to let him down in this situation either.
This is a very important, mentality and character test for this U.S. side to be able to match that intensity and get back in this game.
Ahmed towards the edge of the box. Support now down the right from Johnston. Johnston's ball in, cleared away by Tim Ream as it deflected there off Choinière. Ahmed. Space here for Stefan Eustáquio.
Yeah, Tim Ream, you can't see him right now, is just looking around, wondering how entry pass finds it to a player, and just watch, just gets left wide open, takes a good touch, and Johnny asleep and fortunate that watch it curl away from the goal. Schulte, he's got good reach and he might have that covered, but it's just impossible. Midfielder could withdraw into the box, not only find a free pass, but get turned and have that much time.
Schulte, who was drafted 12th by Columbus in 2022 from St. Louis University.
And look at how static it is off the ball. There's just... Now, listen, if the players aren't moving, the ball has to. That's where new passing lanes are. If you don't have an opportunity now, then the ball's got to change and find a new angle into static players, or players got to be moving.
Ream given away once more here as Eustáquio helps it forward for Jonathan David, rolled into the path of Jacob Schaffelberg, and it's 1-0 for Canada in the 17th minute. Jacob Schaffelberg with the goal for Jesse Marsch's side.
It's gonna sound like a broken record, but just another really poor turnover. I mean, this is a great pass from Tim Ream. He's got time to turn as well. There's no pressure there, and I thought Jonathan David should have taken that first chance, but I mean, just watch how quickly. Right there, Schaffelberg does really well to get that out from under his feet, because that pass is, for a right-footed player, it doesn't have enough pace really to come across, so he's got to take that touch. And it gets away from him slightly, but does so well. Did it against the grain, low and hard. Here's a look. And just another Canada situation, force a great turnover. Yeah, lovely first touch to open it up to his favorite left foot. And just clinical. What a start from Canada.
Saw the view there from the AT&T net cam. And Jacob Schaffelberg has his 4th goal for Canada. But it has not been a good enough start from the United States.
Yeah, Schaffelberg had an incredible Copa America. He was one of their most dangerous players. And when you consider the player that's playing behind him too, who's probably, if he was playing in that position, the best winger out there, it just goes to show how good he is, that they can play that combination of Alphonso Davies in the back, and obviously some players missing and some others that could fit into that left back role, but that's a great combination on that far side. That's going to be a handful today for Canada.
It's his 5th start in a row, Jacob Schaffelberg. He didn't start in Copa America, but his performances off the bench got him. Yeah, they were, and they got him into the starting lineup. Got a goal against Venezuela in the quarter-final.
Yeah, everyone's so used to a winger cutting in on their favorite foot. I mean, he's one that can get around the outside, take a touch, curl in a early service.
David for Johnston. Now Eustachio. Aronson battling for it on the edge of the box, but Choinière picks it up, finds Jacob Schaffelberg. And now maybe a chance for Scally to bring it away down the right side for the United States. Maybe that goal could serve as a wake-up call here in the 20th minute. Balogun battling there with Bombito. Some cries from the crowd that could have been a free kick, but Bombito so far has had the better of Balogun.
When you high press as a team, the one thing that you have to have confidence in is one-on-one defending with your back line. That's happened several times where Cornelius or Bombito have been isolated 1v1. They've been up for the task.
Both of them now will face Balogun in France. Cornelius getting a move to Marseille. I mentioned Bombito moving from Colorado Rapids to Nice. She got sent off at the weekend in Ligue 1. Moise Bombito.
I think you can hear on the field, Mike, that clapping is Jesse Marsh. He's right down beneath us, and he's kicking every ball, clapping every challenge.
Cross it comes from Chris Richards to Joe Scally on the far side. Richards scored his only international goal in the 2023 Nations League final against Canada. Balogun got the other goal that day in a 2-0 win, both their first international goals. Here's Lund down the left side, being tracked by Ali Ahmed. Pulisic in with the challenge. Lovely turn from Johnny Cardoso. Now Musa, there's space away to the right, and Scally is there. Musa. Richards all the way back to Schulte. Chris Richards has a new locker room mate at Crystal Palace. Matt Turner now next to him. A US corner of the Crystal Palace locker room following Turner's move on loan from Nottingham Forest to Palace right at the end of the transfer window. Chris Richards heavily involved for Palace in the opening weeks of the Premier League season. Here's Ream forward towards halfway. Aronson. Lund. Back into the path of Brendan Aronson. Choinière. Aronson snapping at the heels there. Tillman forcing the turnover. Pulisic forward for Aronson. The tackle starting to fly in, and Tillman with the ball forward. It's Balogun. Across it goes towards the right side for Christian Pulisic, and it's just wide.
Really well done from the referee to let this play go on. It's Aronson. Tillman wins the first pass. It's Aronson that does really well. Quick feet, draws a challenge, and Tillman finds a beautiful ball for Balogun. And you thought maybe Balogun was going to hit that first time. I like that he tries to lay that down for Pulisic, but you're going to see it's just a little bit heavy for Pulisic. And watch the adjustment he's got to make to go take it off his chest. Those steps backwards, it just forces the angle of his chest to have that ball go into a really difficult spot. Still does well to try to lob the goalkeeper and see it go far post. Really good chance there for the U.S.
Christian Pulisic with a goal and an assist in the 2-0 win against Bolivia in Copa America. Scored, of course, against Brazil just before the Copa in Orlando. 2 goals in what is now 8 starts this year for the United States. Alistair Johnston, the Canadian player, receiving treatment. It looks as if Johnston's day might be over. Richie Larea in conversation with Jesse Marsh on the edge of the technical area. Looks to be coming in. And Johnston, the former Nashville man in MLS, sees his day ended early.
Well, that's a big blow. We talked about the consistency of a player that was going to need to be on his best today to play against Christian Pulisic. And obviously, a substitution you don't want to make in the first half, but also a player you just don't want to lose at this point.
Yes, Alistair Johnston really was a rock for Canada during Copa America. He'd started all 9 games now under Jesse Marsch, played every minute of the first 5 in Copa America. Here's the ball rolled through for Christian Pulisic now. Bombito defending. And a goal kick given.
Pulisic, he does a really good job to open his run, but it's just the closing speed, the strength. Bombito, it's a really good start to this game.
Let's go back downstairs to Melissa.
As right back Alistair Johnston was just subbed out with an injury. He had a statement on the arrival of Jesse Marsch, head coach of Canada now, that he was the right fit for the program. He said, quote, "Jesse arrived to the team and implemented a rock and roll Red Bull drinking. Here we go. We're going to go on the front foot and punch you in the mouth and not wait for anything." And that is what he said in the Footy Prime podcast. And I had to share that with you guys because that's what we've seen in this attitude so far in the past 25 minutes of this game. They've been really solid defensively as well.
Sounds a bit like Jesse Marsch as a player.
Oh yeah, I felt the other end of that several times.
You weren't the only one, I think it's fair to say. In the 26th minute at Children's Mercy Park in Kansas City, Kansas, and a couple of chances starting to come for the United States, but Canada a 1-0 up courtesy of a goal scored by Jacob Schaffelberg, assisted by Jonathan David. It was David assisted by Schaffelberg when they played here against Peru in Copa America. Not the first time these teams have met in this stadium. The US with a 1-0 win in the 2021 Gold Cup group stage. Shaq Moore scored after just 20 seconds. The fastest US goal of the modern era and the fastest ever Gold Cup goal that day. The US losing just 1 of 26 home games against Canada and unbeaten in 23 in a row at home. Crépeau gets himself out of trouble. Flag is up here for offside. The only time the US have lost at home against Canada was in 1957 in St. Louis.
Yeah, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Game that finished 3-2. Push forward down the right side. Ali Ahmed will chase here. Lund getting back to do the defending. Ahmed hoists it high to the back post. Schaffelberg flicks it back inside. Volleyed away by Tim Ream. Eustachio.
See right there, Alfonso Davies goes wide and Schaffelberg moves into the central positions. The way you create space and the mechanisms you've got to create, freedom, which is what Mikey said he wants this team to have. That comes after you set some good attacking posture. And by the way, freedom, Pep Guardiola's team have no freedom whatsoever. I think famously Thierry Henry has talked about getting dragged, at halftime in a Champions League game he scored in for not staying in his position. So it's not it's about not standing in between the lines and blocking passing lanes and not creating opportunities.
Chouinier's ball forward. Tim Ream steps in well against Larin. Schaffelberg crossed in towards David, but Ream can defend it well and play that one away into the shadows on the near side.
In Canada, because they're creating an uncertainty for the U.S. and they're interchanging in between the lines and creating these great little passing triangles, it's so easy also for them to win the ball back when they're in that great attacking posture with even spacing.
Well done by Christian Pulisic here. That looked like a foul. The referee does blow the whistle.
And by the way, here are tiny things. That's your star player that's on the ground, and takes a little shot here from behind, right? And no U.S. player goes over there. Yeah, it's a friendly, but these are the type of things that you have to do, and especially with your star player against a team like this that has been on the front foot and been physical. Someone go over there. Someone go over there and say, you're not going to do that to one of our star players. Create some confrontation. Show that you're not going to You're not going to sit on your heels and wait until your skill gets you back into this game.
Out off Schaffelberg for a throw for the US on the far side, which Joe Scally will take.